Should I do like a happy dance because the day is finally here that I am making my flexible dieting, how to calculate your macros video is here. It's here today, guys. It's happening right now. I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you guys how to do it right now. Right now. So keep watching. Okay, let's talk about the misconceptions. What do people think flexible dieting is? What is it about? What happens during flexible dieting? Well, the most common misconception is that it's an excuse to eat like shit. It's an excuse to eat pizza and donuts and cake and ice cream and chips and crackers, and crackers are good though. People just think it's a common misconception that you can just eat whatever you want and get fit. You can get lean, you can get bulky and have that six-pack and have that bicep. No, it's not true. I'm going to tell you guys what it is. What is flexible dieting? Well, it is a way to eat both clean, quoted clean, and bad foods to achieve the type of common physique that you want, to achieve the physique goals that you personally have. You know, what are you trying to do? You trying to get a lean body? Are you trying to put some muscle on? What are you trying to do? Flexible dieting, way to get to either of those. Basically what you're doing is you're consuming carbs, fats, and proteins to achieve your body physique that you want. Basically how we do it is, you know, you aren't restricted to any food group. There's no clean foods, there's no bad foods. And what I mean by that is your body doesn't, like, what people don't understand is that your body doesn't eat, like, your body's not going to know when something goes in it, whether it's a carb, fat, or a protein. You know, this is a bad carb. You just ate a donut. That's a really bad carb. My body doesn't know that. Your body doesn't say, oh, that was a clean food. I ate it. It's good for me. Yay, like health. No, it doesn't do that. It's not going to register if you eat broccoli versus if you eat a chip. Like, yes, it's going to know that there's a difference, but a carb is what I'm saying. Carb is a carb. Protein is a protein. Fat is a fat. Get that through your head right now. They're all the same. The way that the second thing that is like the main thing about if it's your macros is you're able to live a restrictive free lifestyle. You're not restricted to any food groups. You don't have to be specific on what you eat. You know, yes, you have to eat both like certain things to hit your numbers, but you're not restricted. You can eat anything you want. You don't have to eat brown rice, sweet potato, and chicken for every goddamn meal. You don't have to do that. That's really annoying too. I don't know. And then the third thing is that there is 12,000 more variety. Like, I'm saying you can eat anything, like I just said, you know, wide variety of foods. You know, you can have the fun foods, the clean foods, the dirty foods, whatever the hell you want to call them. You can have anything you want. As long as a few things to ask yourself before you decide if you're going to be counting macros. Do you hate being restricted? That's number one. Do you feel like you're restricting yourself to certain foods? If you are, you might want to try this. It helps, I promise. It becomes your lifestyle. Number two, are you trying to achieve some type of body composition? Are you trying to do something that you haven't been able to do with your current eating style? Are you trying to be leaner? Are you trying to gain muscle? Like, what are you trying to do? If there's a certain type of physique that you're trying to achieve, this can help you get there. Are you in a contest prep? Are you prepping for a bikini competition? As for myself, I start my prep tomorrow for my first bikini competition. I have been counting macros / flexible dieting for over a year now. It's gotten to me where I want to be to start my show. And the fourth thing is to ask yourself, can you be organized and be a planner? This isn't the easiest thing to do, and that's why a lot of people don't do it, is you have to plan in advance and think about things. You can't just go about your day unless you don't have anything to do. Most of us have busy lifestyles, so I plan most of my food, but can you do that? Are you going to be able to be planned and organized? Because there's going to come a time where you're going to have 2 fat, 5 protein, and 16 carb. Are you going to know what to do with that? You just got to be prepared. So what does flexible dieting actually consist of? Basically, you're consuming a majority of your calories with whole foods and then minimally processed foods. Like, that's basically what the majority of your diet is. The majority. Take note of that. The majority of your diet is whole foods, you know, chicken, veggies, fruit, you know, just the good foods that people call it. That's the majority of your diet, is eating whole foods to get the nutrients that you need. With the flexible dieting comes the sufficient micronutrients. There's obviously macronutrients, which is what you look at the most, which is your carbs, fats, and your protein. I'm going to do a little demonstration to tell you guys how to calculate your numbers in a second, but basically protein is 4 calories per gram, fats is 9 calories per gram, and carbs is 4 calories per gram. This is all going to make sense when I show you guys this example. But you're getting a sufficient amount of micronutrients, which was what I just said, number 2, which is like veggies and, you know, like green stuff, green shit. salads and stuff. Who doesn't love salads? I love salads. And then third thing with if it fits your macros, adequate water intake, people. You can't just expect to eat whatever you want and, you know, eat veggies and stuff and expect to get to your goals without drinking water. No, you have to drink a lot of water. My goal, like, that I tell people to do during the day, a gallon. Drink a gallon of water a day. It's really not that difficult. If you, like, have a jug, you can be, you know, you don't have to be that douche that goes into the gym with the water jug, even though I do that sometimes. But, you know, have it at your house, you know, calculate what you're doing. If you have a 30 ounce water bottle, make sure you're drinking a sufficient amount of those. Like, just keep track of it so that you know that you're getting what you need for water. As well as water intake, you need to make sure you're getting an adequate fiber intake, which is a huge part of weight loss and staying healthy. They say 15 grams per 1,000 calories. It's going to depend on what your calories are, but 15 grams per 1,000 calories. I'm going to put that right here. Just, you guys can come back and pause to the video to figure all this out, but you just want to make sure that if you're using MyFitnessPal that you have it tagged in so that whatever your calorie amount is, make sure that it's 15 grams per 1,000 calories. So that's pretty easy to do. And the way you get fiber is fruits, vegetables. See, this is what I'm saying. You have to eat your fiber too. You can't just eat a donut because a donut has like no fiber in it, so you have to make sure you're eating vegetables and stuff. So that goes into play when I say that it's not all donuts and stuff. We don't just eat all that. And then basically what it is once you've consumed the majority of your foods, which are whole foods, you know, chicken, protein, your fats, because you can't really neglect those. The protein comes first, and that's something I personally make sure that I hit every single day before I even consider eating a donut or plan it in advance, because, you know, once you get pretty advanced at this, you know how to plan your day out so that you hit everything. But your leftover calories are your carbs. You know, those are your fun foods, because normally you have carbs left over most of the time. If you plan wisely, if you don't, sorry. But most of the time, that's what you do. Your leftover calories, once you've hit all your micronutrients, which is like vitamin A, C, calcium, you know, all that crap. Once you've hit all that, you can eat whatever you want, whatever you have left. Whatever fits your day, you can have. That's the beauty of if it fits your macros. So, here's what we're going to do. Oh, I'm good. I'm in like 7 minutes. This is cool. Got my little example I'm going to show you guys here. So this is the part of the video where I show you guys how to calculate your macros. What we're going to do, this is my example. Follow closely. If you need to pause the video to follow along, please do so. I have sheets to show you guys, so if you need to pause and like go back through, please do that, but I just didn't want to make this video 20 minutes long, so here we go. So the first thing you want to do when you're calculating your macros is you want to find your maintenance calories. What I mean by maintenance, that is what you can eat in a day calorie-wise that you're not going to gain weight, you're not going to lose weight. By the way, these numbers that I'm going to show you, this is how to lose fat. If you're trying to bulk, just do the opposite, just add calories, but it works the exact same way. So this is for leaning down / fat loss. So first thing, find your maintenance calories. My example for you guys is going to be, what is my hair doing? Is going to be a 150-pound female. That's just my example. It's an easy number, right in the balance between 100 and 200. 150-pound female or male. Okay, so we have our 150-pound female or male. To calculate the maintenance calories, what you're going to do is you're going to take that weight, so whatever weight you are, 150 pounds, you are going to take it by the number 14, 15, or 16. Now, which number are you? Well, okay, what is your activity level? My personal activity level is going to be about a 15 or a 16. 14 is going to be for someone who has, you know, minimal exercise. They do like cardio, for example, a few times a week. You know, if you think you have like a slower metabolism, go with 14. This is really, really your judgment. Don't pick 16 if you work out 6 days a week. That doesn't mean you're doing like hardcore exercise. If you work out 6 days a week and you think that you work pretty hard, you know, do 15 to be on the safe side. You don't want to like overshoot this because then it's going to like mess with you in the end because you're going to be eating too much. So my opinion, go through 14 or 15. If you're a male and you work a little bit harder, go for 16. Also, I'm going to link below a calculator to get your TDEE, which is your maintenance calories, your total daily energy expenditure. I'm going to link a couple calculators below so they can give it to you. Most of the time, they're going to be pretty accurate to this, but all you got to do, take your weight times the number 14, 15, or 16. I'm going with the middle, medium to light active, 15. So 150 times 15 is going to equal 2250. That is the maintenance calories for this 150-pound female. Now, that means that she can have 2,250 calories in a day and not gain weight or lose weight. Okay, so once you have that number, that's the total calories that they can have. That's our first step. So once you have that, keep following along. So next, what we have to do with the maintenance calories, we're going to continue to break this down. So we have our maintenance calories. We need to create a deficit. So what I mean by a deficit, you're going to drop calories off of the maintenance so that you can lose fat. That's how you lose weight. You got to be in a deficit. You can't just eat a certain amount of calories and think, oh shit, I'm going to lose a pound. No. You have to know your maintenance and you have to go down. Now, if you think that the maintenance calories, whatever it gives you or whatever this number gives you is too much, you think that you don't actually eat that, my recommendation is to track your food for a week, and average it out and see what your maintenance calories is and go from there. Because if you feel like you don't eat 2,200 calories in a day, don't use that number because you want to be able to lose weight. You don't want to, second guess yourself. So once you have that number, we're going to create a deficit. I tell people to go 250 to 500. 500 calories from your maintenance is going to equal out to 1 pound a week, losing 1 pound of weight per week. To me, that's a little bit aggressive, but it's up to you if you really want it that way. When I say aggressive, I mean it's going to fuck up your metabolism a little, mess with your metabolism. I have potty mouth, I'm sorry. Mess up your metabolism a little bit, so that's a little aggressive. But anyways, so I'm going to do 500 calories just for the sake of this video. So you take the maintenance calories minus 500 calories, which gives us our calories to work with for our macros at 1750. So that is the calories we're going to work with here. That's what we're about to break down. This is how you do your macros, people. So first, like I said before, protein, 4 calories per gram. Fats, 9 calories per gram. It's a more dense nutrient. Macronutrient, and then carbs is 4 calories per gram as well. So your proteins and your carbs are going to be 4 calories per gram, and your fats are going to be 9 calories per gram. Let's break down that 1750 calories into the numbers. So for your protein, you're always going to do 1 gram per body weight. Always. I don't care what anyone says. Some people like to do 1.2 grams per body weight. That's fine, but never go below 1. Always make sure your protein is at your body weight. So that's the easiest macro to figure out is your protein. So if you weigh 125 pounds, you need 125 grams of protein per day. So for this female, she needs 150 grams per day. So we have our protein, which is going to be 1 pound per body weight. To break up your fats, for fat loss, I just tell people 0.25 to 0.45. This is really hard to work with and for me to tell you because every single person is different. It's going to work differently for everyone. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to use 0.25 per pound of body weight. And then your carbs, to figure out your carbs, is going to be whatever's left over from your protein and your fats. So here we go. We have our protein figured out first. So our protein is 150 grams. Now we're going to break down our fats. You're going to take 0.25 times whatever your weight is. So for this female, it's 150. So take 0.25 times 150, and that equals out to 37.5 grams. That's going to be the grams for our fat. I rounded up to 38 because why would I do 37.5? So 38, that's how many fats you get to have in a day. So your protein currently is 150 grams per day. Your fats are 38 grams per day. So now let's figure out our carbs. So like I said, you can adjust 0.25 if you want to go up 0.35, whatever, it just depends. Research it a little bit. For the sake of this, it's 0.25. So now that we have our proteins and our fats, let's figure out them carbs, because the carbs are the best. So let's figure it out. We go for our calories. So for our proteins, take 150 times 4, because why? Why would we do that? Because there's 4 calories per gram for protein. Ha! It's all pulling together here, people. 150 times 4 is going to be 600 calories. Now we're going to do our fats. What was our fats again? It was 9 calories per gram. So we're going to go 38 times 9, equaling out at 342 calories of your day is going to come from fats. 600 calories of your day is going to come from protein. What's that leave us? 600 plus 342, which is your proteins plus your fats, is going to equal out at 942 calories total. Now, how do we figure out our carbs? Well, how many calories were we given to start with? 1,750. So, you take 1,750 minus the 942 calories, that was your protein and your fats, and that leaves us with 808 calories. I hope you guys can see this, please God. 808 calories left over. What does that mean? What does that mean? Let's figure out our carbs, because that's my favorite. Okay. So we're going to take 808 divided by 4, which is going to equal to 202 carbs. Holy shit, guys, we just figured out macros for a 150-pound female. So let's add them all together to make yourselves know that this is how it works. So what do? We take 150, which is your protein grams for the day, times 4, because there's 4 calories per gram in protein. That equals to 600 calories. Same with fats, 38 times 9, because there's 9 calories per gram of fat, equals 342. And then our carbs, which was left over, which is 202 times 4 equals 808. Add 600 plus 342 plus 808. 1,750 calories, which is what I started with, which is how you figure out your macros. Okay, what am I at? 15 minutes, shit. Okay, all right, guys, so that is exactly how you calculate your numbers out. Few things to take note of. That is how you do it. Play with the numbers, play with the 14, the 15, and the 16. Play with, you know, never ever go below a pound per gram of, never go below a gram of protein per body weight. Never do that. You can go above if you want, but that's where your research comes in because that's how you figure it out. So a few things to say about macros. Number 1, be consistent. Hit those numbers every single day. Don't take a day off and then do it for 2 days. That's not how it works. This is a lifestyle. You have those numbers to hit every single day. Eat whatever you want, just making sure that you're getting micronutrients, which micronutrients are vegetables, people. You know, salads, spinach, broccoli, asparagus, all the good stuff. You can make them taste really good. Hit the numbers. If you're off by 5 grams, okay, whatever. No, you can't zero them out every single day. If you're close enough, close enough. You know, 10 grams is pushing it. Try and hit them every single day between 5 grams, like a 5-gram base. Pretty good. Once you get really, really good, you'll be able to zero them out, but until that point, just make sure you're hitting them as close as you can. All right, don't sacrifice, my third tip of advice, don't sacrifice your fat or your protein for carbs. Always, always, always make sure you are hitting your protein. If you are trying to lean down and show off them muscles, you need to make sure you're hitting your protein and your fats. Those are extremely important. As for training, remains the same. Just to lose fat or gain, you know, it remains the same. But you don't need to change that at all. It just doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're working hard in the gym and continuing your workouts. And my, what was that? 5, my 5th tip is adequate water intake. Drink a gallon of water a day, people, and you will see results, I promise you. It just takes time, consistency, and your body's gonna take time to get used to this. Macro counting is an amazing thing and it works for a lot of people, but some people, it just doesn't. And if you can't be consistent and stick to your numbers every single day, then it's not going to work for you because you can't half-ass it. You have to full-ass it with your whole ass in. You can't just stick it out and think it's going to work. It doesn't work like that. And another thing, for those of you who saw that the fat was kind of low, that's just the way I did it. You can up your fat if you want, 0.35 times 150, 0.45. Research it a little bit, but now you guys know the basic formula. And there's lots of other formulas to do this. This is just the one I'm giving you. I'm not a professional. This is how I did it when I first started out, and I've played with my numbers a million times. You have to just experiment. It's trial and error. It's probably not going to work great the first time. You just got to play with the numbers. Fats do not make you fat. Let me say that one more time. Eating fats does not make you fat. Eating carbs does not make you fat. And protein does not make you fat. You need all of those things. Your body needs all of those things to progress, to do good in the gym. It needs all of it, guys. It seriously does, I promise. So that is my macro video. I hope that somebody took away something from this. I hope you learned how to track your macros. I'm actually going to probably make a video on like how to track if you guys want to know like my tips and tricks on counting macros and how to do it correctly and stuff. But that's how you figure out your numbers. Make sure you get that fiber too, 15 grams per 1,000. So for that person, probably would have been about like 22 to 25 grams of fiber per day, and you have to make sure that you hit that. I recommend using MyFitnessPal. That's what I've just always used for it. It calculates everything out for me. Has a pretty wide food base, so like if you're out to dinner and stuff, you can look nutrition information up on the internet, and chances are it'll have it on MyFitnessPal. So yeah, that is how you calculate your macros. I really do hope that that helped someone, and if you guys have any more questions about it, please write a comment below. But other than that, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Prep starts tomorrow. I'm so excited. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and thank you for watching. Bye, guys.